Today we are going to be talking about angles, lines, and rays. Your learning target is I can identify angles, lines, and rays. Today you only have one video because this really should be a review. We did go over some geometry stuff earlier this year, and a lot of this is a review from 3rd grade. So I'm really hoping that you remember it. So here we go. All right, angles are very important for a number of reasons. Seriously? Okay, I just froze. So I hope it's working. All right, anyway, angles are important for a variety of reasons. One of them would be sports, basketball. You have to know the angle in order to get that basketball in the hoop. So angles are not just important for math class. They're very important for real life. When you think about streets and roads, those lines have to be at the right angle or people are going to just run into each other. So that's another real world example. Okay, so we're going to start out with points. So a point is shown by a dot, and it is named by a capital letter. These are all points. So we have a dot right here, so that's point A, point B, point C, point D, and they are all capital letters. All right, so lines. A line is just a straight path that goes on forever in both directions. When you draw a line, you put arrows on both ends to show that it goes on forever. Lines can be named by any 2 points on the line. So here's our arrow, so that means it's a line. And this right here would be line A, B. So here's how we'd show that. And then here we have line CD. And that's how we would show CD. So arrows and capital letters. All right. So a line segment. Oh, Mr. McElroy, you want to say hello? I guess that's a no. Okay, a line segment is part of a line. It has 2 ends, which are called end points. Segments are named by their end points. So you do not see an arrow when it's a line segment. So it's just taking a segment or a part of a line and we're blocking it off. So this is line segment CD and line segment AB. When we show that, notice there are no arrows. So line segment CD, line segment AB. All right, so let's take a look at an example that you might see. So it says, choose the picture that shows line segment HJ. Well, first of all, I've got to look at the drawings here. And I'm noticing each of these has something different. This one has 1 endpoint and 1 arrow. So I don't think that's a line segment. So it can't be A. This one has an endpoint and an endpoint and no arrows. That could be our answer. But let's keep looking. This one has an arrow on both sides, so it's not a segment. It's just a line, so it can't be that one. This one only has 1 endpoint and 1 arrow, so that's not our segment. Oh my gosh, can you guys hear it playing? Okay, anyway. All right, so our answer has to be HJ, so it's C, okay? Also, I noticed all of these are labeled HJ, so make sure you're checking that also. So this is our line segment because we have 2 endpoints and no arrows. Think of it like a road, okay? All right, so we've talked about line segments. We've talked about lines. we have not talked about rays. Now, a ray is like a ray of sunshine. So, like the poem Itsy Bitsy Spider, when the sun comes out. Obviously, I've been hanging out with a 1-year-old way too much. But a ray has one endpoint and one arrow. So it's just like that ray of sun shining down. It only goes in one direction, okay? So that's how a ray is different than a line or a line segment. So here is an example. So it says, name the two rays that make up this angle. Think about your sunshine over here. So a ray has one endpoint and one arrow. So we would say ray EF and ray ED. I always say the vertex or the middle point of your angle. That's called the vertex. I always say that first when I am naming a ray. So those would be our two rays that make up FED. All right. Oh, this should be big time review, but let's just review anyway. So when we talk about an angle, it's made up of two rays that connect at a common point, also known as the vertex. Remember that for 5th grade. Your 5th grade teachers will be so excited that you guys know that. So you've got your vertex, which is your point, as illustrated by Bradley's toy. So this would be your vertex, okay? And here's a ray, here's a ray. So each of these are angles because they have two rays and one vertex. Acute angles are so cute because they're less than 90 degrees. So an acute angle is between 0 and 89. A right angle is also known as a square angle because this right here makes a square, if you can imagine that. And a right angle is always exactly 90 degrees, okay? Obtuse angles are bigger than 90 degrees. So they're going to be 91 to 179 degrees. I didn't put it on here, but there's also a straight angle, which is exactly 180 degrees. We'll talk about those more tomorrow when we start measuring angles. But a line is actually a straight angle, so 180 degrees. We'll talk more tomorrow. All right, here's another example. So what kind of angle is DEF? So DEF. Well, I'm looking at it, and it looks pretty cute. So just like our illustration down here, if it is less than 90 degrees, it's acute. So angle DEF is acute. What kind of angle is HIJ? Well, it's definitely bigger than 90 degrees. So think about 90 degrees, ignoring my head, but looking at my arms. If it's bigger, it's obtuse. So HIJ is definitely obtuse. What kind of angle is PQR? You'll notice with each of these angles, I always have the vertex, the middle point, is always in the middle. So Q, when I'm writing out my angles, PQR. So keep that in mind, okay? Your 5th grade teachers will be happy you know that also. Well, this is our right angle. It's exactly 90 degrees. I know that because a square would fit perfectly right here. And I might have a square. Okay. There's our square. So our square would fit perfectly. So the little window that I am talking in, if I can, it's kind of hard to show you, but I could fit that square just like right here, and that's a right angle. So keep that in mind, guys. Right angles have a square angle. It's really messing with my mind. Okay, anyway. All right, moving on. All right, so hopefully you guys remember all of that stuff about lines, angles, and rays that we learned earlier this year. And when you are working today, refer back to this video if you need to, but you're just naming lines, angles, and rays. So good luck and do your best. And as always, you guys email me and I will help you out. Bye.